I think
You know,
this is like
so to speak. I'm more willing to err on the vendor side versus Konami side. That's basically all I'll say.
I think a lot of fault goes into our next topic.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
What's going on?
So next.
What's going on?
So next one that we're going to be talking about, and it has a lot to do with like the hype behind certain cards coming
behind
out,
cards, yeah.
things that are not 100%.
I'm more willing to blame this group than vendors.
Yeah, I think this is the. I personally put all my blame on these specific people, which we technically are part of. So
YouTubers.
Hey everybody! But one thing I will be proud to say. Oh no, I won't. Right, we don't really do a lot of hyping up here. We will talk about how good certain cards are, but we never say, you know. I guess we may say like buy your copies now if you can, but we never say like you need to invest in this card.
Yeah.
For a perfect example of that, and we can 100% Kono ban for this. If you're like we're complaining about the price of Droll, it's his fault.
That's actually true.
About 2 or 3 weeks before the deck even came out, he was saying,
I didn't know
buy out Drolls.
I didn't say that. I didn't even know what Trick Stars were, and then this guy just goes, "Hey, could you do a video on this?" And I thought, sure, this is weird, and then thus became the topics we do.
Yeah, it's to this day, it's still one of our most.
Droll went up. Literally, I picked up. I don't know if you know this. I probably said in other videos, but I picked up the Drolls when they were $2 each.
So he does have a little bit of blaming to do with the hyping, but there's a difference I think between hyping a card. Hey, this card is good for the deck, as opposed to.
Pick up your copies. Get them now.
Buy your copies now. Oh, by the way, here's a link to a vendor.
Yeah,
that I'm sorry. No, I love our boy Zach. You know, if you need anyone, go see him. But we're not gonna go. Hey, buy diagrams, for example. Mm-hmm. By the way, our boy Zach down here, he can pick them up for you. No, we're not doing that. If you happen to know him, great. If you don't, great. But that. I don't know. That's the problem I think I have.
Specifically, and the main reason why we're talking about this price gouging is because it's really becoming relevant with the Legendary Collection Kaiba set.
It is? Really?
So it's becoming really relevant. A lot of people are talking about it, which is why we made this video. And specifically with YouTubers talking about this as well. A lot of times before the set is even released and only just basing it on a limited amount of information, you start saying that certain cards are short printed.
Yeah, exactly.
But then if you look like, say, Ash is an Ultra. Ash Blossom is an Ultra, and you say you got a certain percentage of pulling an Ash out of a box. And if you buy... three Legendary Collection Kaiba sets, and I did the math for this, you only have about a 30% chance of pulling one, and that is for any Ultra. So if you buy 3 and you only pull 1 Ash, that's actually statistically accurate.
Yeah.
The chances are is that you're not going to be pulling 1 because it's still only 30% chance. So if you buy 5, then you got about a 50% chance, and only then you have a chance of pulling 1. But that is the same for every single Ultra.
Yeah, because the secrets are actually the bad cards in the set. Believe it or not, most of them.
Hey man, Dragon Ravine is beautiful.
Okay, yeah, most of them like
Terraforming.
Beals is a secret, and that's a great reprint. You know,
that's
and it's only like $3, which is
that
great.
was needed. One because gold rarity sucks. 2 because
now I'll say this: I just watched well, I'm not pointing blame right now, but like I watched DZ's video about him because he's like, I'm not a pack opening channel, but he's been opening a bunch of Kaiba sets, right? And he's got a bunch of Ash Blossoms from this, but then he showed like all the people watching the video. He's like, guys, I only pulled 1 V Tiger Jet, and he's like, I've opened all these boxes, gotten like 3 Ashes, but I've only got 1 V Tiger Jet. So it's like. Literally, like Jay is saying,
busting the myth is
Jay is saying, like, all the Ultras, because V Tiger Jet's an Ultra, they're just hard to pull, just in general. So it's like, you're seeing statistically, people pulling these cards on their channel, showing that, like, yeah, these cards are hard to pull. So why are people making up these lies to begin with, you know? And I think some YouTubers are good in the retrospect as they're not lying. They're showing it how it is. They're just like, okay, yeah, this is it.
Well, there's 2 types, like you're saying, there's 2 types of people.
Yeah, 2 types of people.
There's one that's trying to inform you, hey, pick this up now before it goes away.
Yeah, exactly.
Or people who are intentionally trying to create hype, or capitalizing on the hype.
Capitalizing on the hype.
That's a big one,
And for me, a big one is specifically going against what Konami said. Now, Konami's a lot of things, but they're not liars. They're never going just to lie straight to our faces.
Except with Sea Monster Theseus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the best card that was released
of 2017.
That was amazing. My boy, it was water, zombie, and tuner. What more do you want? And a fusion? What more do you want, bro? My God.
Jesus. Alright. So,
but those lies notwithstanding.
Konami would never like straight up lie. Konami, I wouldn't say that they're like the best Yu-Gi-Oh players out there. So there are certain times where their predictions on meta would be off, but their predictions on the ban list would be off, and that's perfectly reasonable. But they will never lie to us about a certain set or something along those lines.
They're not going to tell you, hey, Battle Pack 3 again. Because you could pull the lances, all the forbidden stuff. That was true, and that's why people were buying it, and they realized it was not worth it. But they weren't telling us, hey, here are the four, the forbidden items.
Forbidden,
and then you're not going to get them. Or, Extreme Force. You're not going to pull an Extreme Force, and you're not going to get someone. Just no one's going to get these certain cards. They're very honest about what cards are coming in the set.
Yeah.
Ratios and rarities?
Saying that.
It could be different, though, but it's no different than the lottery.
Konami has officially announced that Ash is just as printed as much as every other Ultra, and it is not short printed.
And I don't think it is.
And that is an official announcement by Konami. And to say otherwise is pretty damn foolish, because when you actually think about it, you are a YouTuber creating an artificial hype versus the actual company saying, calm your tits.
Yeah.
And let's also get real, guys, too. And we're guilty of this, being YouTubers or YouTubers in general. And we're not dissing anybody directly. We're not calling anybody out specifically, because for every YouTuber that you probably are all thinking of right now, I could think of 3 or 4 good YouTubers who do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So we're all guilty here of this. But we are doing this for fun or to get the YouTube money. We're not doing this because Konami pays us. So we are not connections to Konami, so stop pretending like you are.
Yes, and one thing I also want to mention, and Simo, I fucking love you, but there's a running joke on your channel, and it's always the top comment, you always heard it. Every single time, how good is blank, people are always saying, you heard it every time. I bet Simo just looks at his collection like, I have a bulk of this card right here. How good is Blind Obliteration? And that's just a running joke amongst good channels. We're just talking about these cards in a funny way. There's that, and I love you, Simo. That's just hilarious.
If you become a meme on your channel, that's fine.
No, yeah, the other YouTubers make fun of him all the time too. Like, Simo, why don't you do a card on this one? How good is this? What's it?
And there's one thing to know where you're thinking this card could be good, and you're like, this is not a good card. We've done several of those thoughts on videos that may not be good cards, but we never do it with the intent to hype up a market. It's more of, okay, this is a relevant card. Is it that good or whatever?
Yeah, and facts will show. When we did our video on Underclock Taker, that is one of the best-selling cards on TCG Player. Now, mind you,
look out for that video, by the way.
It's not worth anything, but it is one of the best-selling cards. So it's like we're not responsible for that. We're just stating the facts. That's what it's like. This is a good card. Because it is. It really is a good card.
And I think sometimes certain YouTubers will do it for the bragging rights. I said this was good first. So I want to believe that most of us want to say, I said this was good first, which is, I'm more okay to deal with that ego.
Good luck.
Versus, here's the price gouging. But,
I don't know, some cards.
End of the day, though, we all know when people can be kind of, and also, everyone does this, whether it is Konami, whether it's a vendor, whether it's a distributor, they all will hype up their own certain cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some cards aren't worth it, though. I will say that. They're not worth the price. I'm going to go back to Nature Rose Whip for that.
Change my mind.
Change his mind. Change my mind.
Now, we're going to leave the YouTubers alone at this point here. Yeah. I think we pretty much touched everything in regards to the YouTubers. I think YouTubers is a bit more controversial than vendors itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, I think, this next subject here is people are attacking, I personally think, are the most innocent people in this. And I want to just mention them real quick. I'm going to talk about the real culprit here. And that's going to be the stores.
Stores, yeah.
Personally, what I always go to 2 places, that is Samurai Comics and Jesse James Comics. And one thing that one of the owners there, I talked to him a lot about this. A lot of people are blaming the shops for selling the Kaiba collections at $45.
And that's not their fault.
And that is 100% not their fault, guys. If your store is selling them, don't be like, how can I report them to Konami? Or this is unfair.
They're not gonna care.
I get it. it is not their fault. Support your local stores. This is the reason why you can get OTS packs. That's why you can get like a Yu-Gi-Oh days, because you support your stores.
Add on to that real quick. Now, if you wanted to blame Walmart, go blame Walmart. I'm fine with that. But you're gonna blame a mom and pop shop that's like trying to float here. Seriously, you're gonna attack those people.
But mostly it's because it's simply not their fault. Specifically, when I was talking to one of these vendors, these shops, what they were telling me was that it's actually the distributors. So they ordered their previous amount of Legendary Collection Kaiba, which was not hyped at all. It was just, okay, Ghost River drove. $15 cards getting reprinted inside a $30 box. Okay, it's something, maybe it can be, like down to $5. Now it's fine, and ironically it still isn't. But people weren't really hyping. It wasn't until Ash, Raigeki, Lightning, Beetles, all that got announced within like a 1 week span.
Didn't the ABC piece also get like thrown in there too?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, because if you said in the beginning ABC was gonna get reprinted, even that alone, people would have bought the stuff for it. Because
just for get the pieces.
Yeah,
they're fairly easy to get too. Yeah, so.
And they're secret, so rarity whores out there.
Oh man, beautiful.
So when these stores told, okay, we're gonna take, say, like 100 boxes of Legendary Collection Kaiba, because we're not expecting it to sell much, and it wasn't until all these stuff got announced, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, a lot of people are calling me to like pre-order these stuff here. Yeah. Let me go to the distributor. Do you have any more boxes left? Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any more boxes. We already sold them. And then, oh wait, actually, we do have boxes left, but it's gonna cost you $45. That is 100% the distributor and not the stores. The stores, if they do buy it, people are asking for it, and they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Should I buy these and sell them for $45? Because I'm not just going to be giving away these boxes for a lower price. That's just wrong on the store's part. Like I mean, that's just wrong on people's part. Like the players, on expecting the stores to do that for us. That's just unfair. Or they can just not buy it, and then people will be complaining that they don't have it.
Yeah.
So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I just want to say real quick, never blame your stores in that regard. That is 100% the distributor.
I think stores are actually fairly generous with a lot of things going on. Like I remember when the Lost Ark promos were coming on, and Monster Reborn, guys, is like $35 as of the time. The Lost Ark Monster Reborn. And we were basically getting it for free because you were getting packs with it as well.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that. The card was already worth that value. They were just like, you know what? Look, we love our people that come here. Let's give them packs as well as give them the Monster Reborn. And now they could have, if they wanted to, be like, give me $30 from the Monster Reborn, right? And just give them the Monster Reborn.
They could have even did 40 or 50 because people would have paid for that.
Exactly. And
but they followed the rules, which is nice. And also, there's our guy, he said, oh, buy packs. Because it just said Yu-Gi-Oh! Merchandise.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Merchandise,
So he said, hey, buy packs. It's a lot cheaper in the long run than buying, a couple of expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! Sponsored stuff.
And you could have pulled, like, he pulled over here. He pulled Electromite. And from those specific packs, that's a story for another day.
There's a good story about that.
But yeah, you could have pulled
300 likes. I'll tell that story. I'll get Zach in the video too. I'll tell a good story about that.
All right, so I just want just to throw that out there, so no one can be really just blaming the stores. It's the distributor that the boxes itself is getting higher because a lot of vendors are buying from the distributor directly at this higher price.
Exactly.
And the stores, unfortunately, also are going to suffer because of that. I just want to throw that out there because I think that we should always be supporting our Yu-Gi-Oh! Stores because if it wasn't for them, then we couldn't go out and buy like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sleeves, something along those lines.
We couldn't even play. Where are we going to play?
Tournaments, all those stuff, official Konami sanctioned OTS packs. Stores were absolutely amazing. Support your local stores. And Chillfish, Conan Bandit, anything else, I think we talked a lot about.
We did pretty well. I think we did pretty well. I think just last thing too, Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately has a very negative association with being a toxic community. So stop. Like if you want us to start changing to where I talk to people who play Magic or Pokemon or Vanguard, the few or anybody else. I never hear anything bad about the community. I always hear things about Yu-Gi-Oh! Players from other TCG communities. So here is an issue everyone says they complain a lot. So I guess my final thought is, unless you are between the ages of 8 and 12 watching this video, please grow up.
I will say this last thing. Konami, please give us full arts. That's one thing I can ask. Give us full arts.
Yes.
We'll talk about that. That's another video I can What do you guys think? Are we all being too nice? Again, change my mind. Change my mind, YouTube. That Rose Whip deserves. change my mind. I'm gonna be sitting here with my coffee, looking at my comments all day. Fight me, bro. But if you have anything that you thought we were too nice on, too lenient, too hard, too rude, or just want to start a good discussion, please comment below.
Yeah, just let us know. We'll be in the comments talking to you guys.
We're always lurking.
Sounds good, yeah.
And we'll catch you guys later.
Always lurking.
See you guys.